Good morning. I'm Amanda Hansen here at the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Did you know that March is Brain Injury Awareness Month? So it's really a good time to get caught up on the symptoms, because a recent survey found that 50% of people who experience a possible concussion don't get it checked out. So joining us now to talk more about it is Dr. Beth McQuiston, Medical Director in Abbott's Diagnostic Business and Neurologist, and then Kathy Dieringer, President of the National Athletic Trainer Association, just to share what parents, coaches, and also caregivers need to know about concussions and why you should never just walk off after you hit your head. Good morning, ladies. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I'm glad to be talking with you today because I think this is something that really needs to be talked about further, because like that survey found, people don't get checked, and that's a problem just because of what that could mean for them. So I guess let's start with you, Dr. Beth. Would you talk a little bit more about just some of these surprising numbers and this survey?
Sure. Well, concussions are generally unexpected. They can happen anytime, anywhere, to anyone, and that's one of the reasons that they frequently go unnoticed. And what we have learned is we studied 1,000 patients, or 1,000 adults across the United States, and what we found is that the vast majority of them had no idea what the most common signs and symptoms of concussion are. And one of the reasons for that would be concussions are often thought of as an invisible injury. When somebody sprains their ankle, they can see that. But when somebody injures their brain, they can't. So one of the things that's most important is that people are able to recognize the common signs and symptoms, which would be headache, nausea and vomiting, sensitivity to light, could be a little bit of confusion, and really, people are individuals, so if they just aren't feeling right, that's worth noting and getting checked out.
And I feel like this is something that really has been in the forefront. There was the player in Miami that had the concussions, and there was a lot of attention drawn towards that and the impacts of that. So March is also National Athletic Training Month, and many people associate concussions with sports. So Kathy, what should parents and coaches be doing to make sure that they're protecting those athletes and kids?
Yes, absolutely. Athletic trainers have the knowledge and the expertise and the educational background to identify and to manage concussions when they do occur. So the questions that I would pose to parents to ask to their administrators is there an athletic trainer on the sideline taking care of those athletes should a concussion or any other injury occur? We know that 30% of high schools across the country do not have access to an athletic trainer. And so protecting the health and safety of those athletes really becomes a concern for parents and communities. Is there an athletic trainer there to take care of those athletes?
For sure. Now, let's talk a little bit about how concussions happen. Is there something that's more common than anything else when it comes to people getting concussions? Doctor, do you want to touch on that one?
Sure. The most common reason people get concussions would be slips and falls. We're up here in Chicago. It can get icy. The second one would be motor vehicle accidents. So those are the two most common causes of concussions. That said, sports are another common way to have a concussion.
I often think of sports.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kathy.
There are upwards of 300,000 concussions that happen in sports annually. And so we do have to be concerned about athletes who are participating. Doesn't matter which sport. There are a few myths out there that suggest that it has to be a direct blow to the head, and that's just not the case. So looking for concussions, regardless of how that player or individual has had that blow to the body, is very important. And also being sure that we're making giving attention to those female athletes as well as those male athletes, because oftentimes the female athletes are getting concussions 2 to 3 times the rate of their male counterparts.
Wow, I didn't know that. So an interesting statistic there to point out for sure. So if we have our viewers that are watching right now, where can people go if they want to learn some more information, be able to check out those signs and symptoms again? Where can they go?
They can go to concussionawarenessnow.org and stay tuned because we have a new public service announcement coming out soon.
Great, great. Well, Beth, Kathy, I appreciate you taking time. Dr. Beth, I appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of the morning, all right?
Thank you.
You too.